Hey everybody, thanks for coming to Lindy from the Ground Up. I'm Laura.
And I'm Brooks.
And in this video, you're going to be learning 6-count rhythm, a little bit of history, open position, closed position, and rotation. So you want to learn Lindy Hop, but what is Lindy Hop?
Lindy Hop is an African-American vernacular jazz dance. It was created by Black Americans in Harlem, New York during the Harlem Renaissance.
The Harlem Renaissance was an intellectual and cultural revival for African-American music, theater, politics, literature, fashion, and dance. And it lasted from about 1910s to the mid-1930s. Because this dance comes from Black American culture, if you're not a part of that culture, it's important not to just do the steps, you gotta learn about it. If you want a longer but still woefully incomplete video about Lindy Hop history, we have that and other resources in the description. Lindy Hop also has a vibrant solo dancing tradition. Lindy Hop celebrates individuality within the partnership, so it's important to know how to move your own body. If you want some solo dancing vids, we also have those in the description. In general, look at the description, we got stuff.
Lindy Hop has several different basic rhythms, and at its best, dancers fluidly go from one rhythm to the next. In this video, we'll be covering the basic 6-count rhythm. We call it the 6-count rhythm because it takes 6 beats.
Okay, but before we get into that basic rhythm, let's go into something that is even more basic, and that is this thing called the groove, or the vibe, or the feel, or whatever word you want to use, but you can't dance without it, because it is the thing that transforms a bunch of vocabulary into a dance. So what does this mean for Lindy Hop? Well, it's complicated because this is kind of styling, and Lindy Hop is highly personal, but consider a few things. One, where does it come from? It's an African diasporic dance, so it probably will not mimic a more upright, ballroom, ballet, Eurocentric posture. And number two, it's danced to swing era jazz, specifically big band swing era jazz. So it has a whole lot of rhythm, a whole lot of bouncy energy to it. So think about softening your knees, think about working your hip crease, think about bouncing on every beat. We could definitely talk a lot about this, but instead of doing that, how about we just start dancing and you follow along? We're not going to have any moves or any step. We're just going to work on the ability to dance without a prescribed thing to dance. Like maybe you're a good dancer, but you haven't learned any moves yet.
Don't worry about which foot you start on, just focus on bouncing your butt.
Let's start with no steps, just bounce that butt. Now step every other beat. Now step on every beat. Now mix it up, freestyle. Now even if you don't know the steps, you're still dancing.
Let's build up the basic rhythm. Clap along with us.
Drop that beat, Brooks. Yeah! So now if you have that rhythm in your head, your feet will have a better chance of getting it. Speaking of your feet, let's do it. Follow along. You can take a rock step, triple step, rock step, triple step, or 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Or back and forward, back it up, back and forward, back it up. Or shaka, shaki do. However you want to think about it that's helpful, you think about it that way. If you're having trouble with that triple step, let's isolate it. Start by just galloping forward and galloping backwards. Now we're going to change it up. Now shorten the gallop, you got a triple step. Now add that rock step, you got the basic rhythm.
Give yourself some sympathy. You did not learn multiplication tables in a day. Your body's gonna need a little bit of repetition. Just keep working at it. If you want, we have another video of us doing the rhythm from behind, real slow, all song long.
That's one way to shape the rhythm, and there are many others. Each one facilitates different moves and styles.
Anytime you have a basic like that, this is never going to be one way of doing it. So let's try it 3 different ways. We're gonna have staying in place, traveling, and moving in and out.
Let's start with what we just did, traveling forward and backward. Now stay in place. Rock step, in and out, in and out. Rock step, in and out, in and out.
Now let's work on connecting with a partner.
Step 1, leaders, give your followers a side hug with your right arm. Step 2, followers, take your left arm all the way up, drop it down, bend at the elbow. Step 3, relax. You don't need any more than this.
We'll call this closed position.
So how do you begin the dance? Well, you want that first rock step to be together. So you want it to come out of motion and rhythm. And there are a bunch of different ways you can do that. You can be swaying together, you can be separate, dancing it out, and then come together for that rock step. An easy option that Brooks and I do sometimes is you lean forward on your outside leg and you bounce. That bounce helps you know where you are in the music, and the lean forward makes that rock step backwards really obvious and easy to follow. Okay, so what beat do you rock step on? Well, there's not really a right answer, and your teacher's not going to be there saying 5, 6, 7, 8 when it's time. Listen to the music and try to rock step after the intro of the song is over, or after a chunk of the music sounds like it's over. If you're not sure, you can ask your partner. After all, they're your partner. They're there for you. And if your partner's not sure, then it doesn't matter. Rock step wherever.
Let's dance that basic rhythm with a partner. It's going to look like this.
Move your outside leg forward, breathe, bounce, relax, and here we go.
Alright, that is looking more like dancing. But do you know what would make it look even more like dancing? That groove we talked about at the very beginning. So easy to forget when you're focusing on other things, but always bring it back. And now let's make those basics flow.
So you know closed position. A great way to loosen up the dance is by switching to open position. Here's a close-up of that hand hold. Keep enough tension in your fingers so you don't have to squeeze your partner's hand. The shape should lock them together. Open position is typically leaders left to followers right, but you can use both hands this way, this other way, no hands. It's dancing. Have some fun with it.
Don't try to do what we do when we do it. This is your time to experiment.
Yeah. After all, when you go out on the social floor, we're not going to be there with you.
So let's put these ideas in action. Start off nice and easy with the basic. When we're comfortable, Brooks lets go of my back and asks for my hand. I see the request and I'm into it. When we're ready to go back into closed position, Brooks makes room for my back with his right arm and begins to come towards me. If you want a little more detail, you can see that we move forwards after every rock step because it feels stretchy. When Brooks wants to get into closed position, he times it to match that feeling because we're moving towards each other anyway. It fits. Another great way to make the basics flow is by rotating. When we feel comfortable, Brooks gradually turns to his right. I feel that rotation, so I go with him. If that feels good, try turning to the left. If that feels good, try turning a little faster. Even when you're rotating quickly, just step underneath yourself. You don't have to get around your partner because you're one unit.
Now let's put it all together. We have open position, closed position, turning to the left, turning to the right. We'll keep the rhythm the same the whole time and focus on the groove.
All right, here we go.
Before you start dancing together, you're still individual dancers. Bounce it out, connect, get on that outside leg, and listen to the music. Start slow and add in more variation as both of you feel comfortable.
Alright, you got it. Now it's up to you to just dance and dance and dance. And remember that Lindy Hop is more than just a string of moves. We have a playlist of some super fun songs that people actually danced to back in the day. Check it out in the description.
And if you like the music from this video, the information is in the description. If you want to support Lindy Hop history and culture, we do too. A portion of the proceeds will be donated to causes that support them.
And of course, the best way to learn how to dance is just to do it, to dance.